Okay. Uh, Happy Flax and Friday, or Flax and Fiber Friday. So I am not quite done with my rug. I miscalculated, and my little corner pieces are about a half an inch too small. I really like how they look. I'm getting better with the rug hooking since it's all new for me. So here's the second one I did. I experimented with color mix in there, which I don't like. So here's the second one. I have two more to do, and because I guess I'm just going to overcomplicate things, uh, I decided that I would do a inkle woven uh, edging all the way around the corners. It also hides the stitching of the tablet weaving. And then I got ambitious and said, ooh, I will just throw it in here too, in between the tablet weaving and the rug itself. So because I was limited on what colors I had in the crochet cotton or pearl cottons that I had, I only had two colors that would match, and that's yellow and red, and I think that will work. I kind of held it up to it, and I like the way it looks. So here we're doing something different, trying to sit in a different chair instead of my bed. So here we have that. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit and scoot that over without destroying my tripod. So here's the band, and I'll go ahead and see if we can, this camera doesn't get really close details, but hopefully you can see that. And so I am just going to ankle weave. I think I figured I needed 120 inches. So I will go ahead and just start ankle weaving, and then, uh-oh, see, all right, see, mistakes. Okay, so I'll go ahead and ankle weave, and then I'll take breaks and start doing my rug hooking as well. So we will just fast forward back and forth, just getting this done because I want to see it all done. So back in a bit. Okay, I am almost done with this one. I came across a problem. I had two slightly different colored green of the wool, and I went through both. So I had to dye some. It was already a green, and so I put a dash of, these are all acid dyes. What was it? Emerald green and a silver gray, and then a dash of brown. So I got a pretty good match. So I'm pretty happy with that. That doesn't always work out for me. I wanted to make a note that I'm trying to do this so that you see it, which makes it a little awkward for me to do because it's at a completely different angle and I'm not over it, hovering over it like I would be, so I don't always see where I'm going, but that's okay. So I am going to finish this up, and then I am going to show you what I do with the piece to prepare it afterwards. So I will fast forward through this. Also, my light is not great, but I'm trying to sit somewhere different for the day and finding different ways that it works for me because my body doesn't like to sit in the same position all the time. So I will go ahead and fast forward through the end of this so you can see me complete it, and then I will head into the kitchen and show you what I do. Okay, I ran this under hot water, and that's the back of it. That's the front, and that's the back. And I don't know if this is something you should do, but it was something I thought I wanted to do because I'm afraid that the loops will pull out on the front as it gets used or it gets snagged. In my house, if something can go wrong, it will. So I'm just kind of, because it's wool, I'm messing the fibers up and pulling them in together. Now I'm going to go run cold water over it, which kind of helps in the felting process. So I'm not being too aggressive with it, but just enough to get those fibers working together. And that's just my theory based on my experience with felting and with wool. And so that was the cold water running over it. And I will do one more with the hot water. And I'm not soaking it, I'm just, I mean, it's getting soaked. You can see the wash rag there is getting wet. So I'm not like squeezing it, I'm just running the faucet over it. So now something else that I did before on both of the other pieces is kind of using the felting technique. And I'm just going to do a couple, like 10 times this direction, and then 10 times the other direction. And I flipped it over to the right side. I don't think I did that before. I think I did the from the back, but I don't know that it's going to matter. So just do that a few times. And I don't know, it pulls it up a lot neater and evens out a lot of my lengths of stitches. It looks like I've got a higher section there, but I don't really care. So now I will let that dry. I do not know if I'm going to be able to do another one today in addition to my inkle weaving, and today is Thursday, so maybe this will not be the final one because things take me longer than I expect, and I have to work on other housework duties today, unfortunately. But there we go, and I will be back when I'm finished with the inkle weaving and show you what it's going to look like at the very least. So see ya! Hey, back. Obviously, I did not finish my rug. It was a hectic day yesterday, so I will come back and do finishing touches for the next video. So this is just to finish up. Here is one strip I did, and I wrote down, I'm going to put that in there all the way around on the inside, and then around here, around each one of the squares for the corners. And I didn't finish my last one, but I'm thinking that is going to look really, really cool. I'm going to be really happy with my rug. One thing that I did was I wrote down my threads that I did in the order for this one, and then this one I had to do another one, but I messed up somewhere, but I like it. So it's slightly different, and I think that one will go around that edge, and then the extra I will use for a eyeglass holder if there's enough of it. And I think I had mentioned in the last video project that I was working on, and I finished that, and that is the rug hooking, close up on it, and Inkle woven bands. And then that, I kind of used some of the Inkle band for like a bias tape, and sewed it all around the edge here and the edge in there, and I padded that out and made this a little bit thicker, so it's like almost like a hot pad, thick hot pad. I am super happy with it, and my best friend, I sent her pictures. I'm going to visit her in Florida at the end of the month, and she's in love with it. So and then I had some linen from a dress I got at the thrift store, and I dyed it so that it matched the colors better. It's for her smallish, I guess medium-sized round oak dining table, and she needed something for the center that was round. So I thought I was going to hate it, and I love it. So I might make something like that again, but this took days and days. That was over 24 feet of inkle weaving, so that was pretty extensive. And then I drew out the starfish and had to dye this wool to match these colors, so I'm real happy with that. So anyways, next week I will have a video of me stitching all this down and finishing up. I need one more of those to do, and oh, that's upside down. I was like, oh, I messed that up. So alright, so that's it for today, and I hope you guys have a great weekend, and if you celebrate Valentine's Day, have a great Valentine's Day.